Okay, you might be Rick Saunders.
Gregory.
Eagle looking great, you're go.
And we're rolling, Gregory.
Greg Saunders!
Wow! Hey, great!
Show us the skills that have made you a media darling.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Welcome to the Stateline Show.
I'm pretty sure you'll agree with me on this one this week. It's really quite impossible to tell if a sloth is clapping sincerely. My name is Greg. His name is Tom. This is your Saturday morning Stateline Show, episode number 154 on the 25th day of March, the year 2023, the latest it has ever been.
In the history of mankind.
Woo, you are loud and clear today, buddy. Thank you very much.
I looked outside and saw a bunch of snow flurries. They weren't flurries, they were flakes. They were big old flakes.
The plows are out plowing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's winter again in spring.
But it'll be melted by 4 today.
I wonder if it will. I wonder if it will.
I don't know.
The
4
snow
tomorrow.
emergency for Rockford is on till 1 o'clock this afternoon. So the precipitation that's falling, which right now is kind of more in the form of kind of a sleety, rainy stuff, is it's 31 degrees here in Rockford right now. So it's right in that in-between zone. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting Saturday with a lot of stuff going on that people want to do outside. There's a lot of activities going on around Rockford, and most of it is indoors, thankfully.
Mhm.
Because outdoor stuff today, unless you're hiking with boots on and warm coats and such, it'd be very
I'm wearing shorts.
You're wearing, of course you are.
And I got my slipper sandal type things on.
Of course you are.
See, I'm one of those oddballs that I'll wear shorts in the wintertime, but during the summer, I've usually got a long sleeve thing going on. I don't know. I like the upper body covered. Bottom, I don't care. I'll wear shorts all year round. I don't care.
You know, I stopped trying to completely understand you probably about 12, 13 years ago. So I'm all right with that. Let's do this before we get into anything else. Otherwise, our big number of the week this week. Current race to 10, by the way. This could be it. Joann's way out in front, 9-4. The epic comeback we're hoping for Tom is it could be epic. Who knows? We'll see what happens today.
Going to be an epic defeat.
Big number of the week this week, 53.4 billion. And the answer is Lesley or Latte. Lesley, Latte. Lesley or Latte.
What are you in spin class or what?
Lesley or Latte. There's a comedian who does a bit about what is her name? Angela Johnson. She does a bit about trying to learn Spanish. She's Hispanic, but she doesn't speak Spanish. She's trying to learn it, so she's not, ostracized by her own people. Anyway, she tells a story about learning Spanish using like Duolingo. And
did you get my text?
There it is.
Okay.
All right.
So I got a funny story to tell you.
All right,
my daughter. Go ahead. No. Well, my daughter is married to Pedro Romero. You don't get much more Mexican than Pedro.
Nope.
Pedro's a great guy, by the way. He's a wonderful, wonderful guy. Pedro does not speak Spanish, and he does not like hot foods. So Melissa pats him on the chest one day. She was talking to us. She pats him on the chest. She goes, "He's a bad Mexican. He doesn't speak Spanish. He doesn't like hot foods." Oh my God, that was so funny. And Pedro just smiles.
Yeah, it's like,
although I think almost by osmosis or whatever, I think he's learned a lot of Spanish. I think he knows a lot more than he lets on. But for the most part, you won't hear him engage in a Spanish in a conversation with another Hispanic person, because I don't think he speaks it well enough. But I think he knows quite a bit. Now, my granddaughter, Lexi, I think she's 12 now, she's pretty good. She can pretty much speak it, I think. So,
yeah, you really got to be immersed to really learn the language. And
I do.
immersed. little here, little there, but it sure is a good thing if you can focus on it long enough to learn to speak a second language, and especially in this country, Spanish would be a good second language to have.
Yep.
Shout outs this week for you. Let's see. I'm going to start out. I usually do these like in chronological order from like last weekend to today. I don't think I'm going to do that today because last night was really cool. Forest Hills Country Club hosted the Circle of Love annual banquet. Circle of Love is a foundation that spreads the love of Jesus Christ through medical missions. And Dr. Helen Labe, her husband, Dr. David Labe, their daughter, Dr. Amy Labe, and other doctors have teamed with them over the years, go to Guatemala and the Ukraine and to Thailand and all over the place. South Africa. They've been all over the world and have treated thousands and thousands of people. And in doing so, have also been able to share the gospel. And so they had a wonderful banquet last night to kind of recap their last year and seek some more funding for what they're planning to do this year. They were in Ukraine. They've been in Ukraine during the war. They were in a city on the Romanian border, so about as far away from Russia as you can get. But there were still occasional bombs and stuff, and it was not the safest place to be. Not that their city was being bombed, but they did have.
You can hear them. You can feel the presence. Absolutely. I'm just glad she was in town 19 years ago.
She had a big instrumental part in keeping you upright and walking and taking nourishment.
Yeah, I had a real briefly here. I had a motorcycle accident 19 years ago. Most of you who watch the show on a regular basis know that. I messed up my arm. They almost took my arm. It was that badly damaged. Both my legs are broken. But my head, I think my brains were starting to leak out. So Dr. Helen Labe was the one who sewed me up. And I have a scar here that my glasses went through my face. And it goes all the way down. It's one of the reasons why I wear the goatee, I think. I don't know, maybe not. I had it before that, but I'm not going to shave it off now because you can see the scar. It's fairly visible. Although after 19 years, not so much. But anyway, Dr. Helen Labe was the one who stitched me back up in the ER. So forever grateful to her.
Absolutely. Wonderful, wonderful woman.
And absolutely.
Her husband, Dave, does a lot of street ministry here in Rockford. Been doing that for about 8 years. Circle of Love's been active for about 28 years. And it's just a really, really neat organization. So kudos to them for a wonderful banquet last night. The Starlight Theater season has officially kicked off. Roles have been given. My wife and I are excited to be in the Footloose cast for the summer. And we had our first official cast meeting and read through last weekend. So
are you Ren?
Yeah, I'm Ren's uncle, and we're gonna be having fun with Starlight Theater this summer. So make sure you get your season tickets now. They're available. You can get season tickets and get a ticket to all 4 shows. And
that's one show I will make sure I make it to. Absolutely.
Got to come see Footloose.
Gotta cut loose, Footloose. Get off your Sunday shoes.
He knows it. Last weekend was our daughter Mariah's birthday, and I didn't give up the little surprise. Had a little surprise party for her at Pig Mines on Sunday night. So it was fun to see a bunch of her friends and coworkers and stuff to kind of surprise her for her big 25 birthday last weekend. Kudos to Pig Mines.
25. Wow.
25 already.
I've known you for a lot longer than I thought, I guess.
Right. Harlem High School. They had their big student council grades Olympics, kind of a send off to spring break pep rally type thing on Thursday. And my wife and a bunch of her teacher friends, the staff, they were in a dance battle with all the other classes. Freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, they all had their own dances, but the staff blew them away. The staff was so good,
really,
that they easily won the dance battle against all the.
Well, the staff, they're adults. They've been to weddings. They've been to all these other things. These kids are sheltered. They haven't been to so many things. So
well, none of the classes really had anything coordinated, and the teachers they actually rehearsed a handful of times in the last week and a half. So they were on point. It was so good. So kudos to Harvard High School staff teachers for showing the kids how it's done. Booyah. That was good. And Dredge, Mr. Dredge, who's retired, but still comes back and substitute teaches, and he still announces all the football games and stuff. He was like the leader of the pep rally. Man, that guy's got energy for his age. Well, not forget for his age, anyone's age. The dude is on fire. He's awesome.
Well, he does a really nice job at the football game when we were at the championship, the playoff game for Harlem. Yeah. Freezing our butts off. It was literally good. on those aluminum benches.
It was cold. It was a day like today, pretty much.
It was.
And then the last thing I wanted to shout out today, I'm still fingers crossed, someday hoping to get Kurt Bankert on our show. Green Bay Packers backup quarterback for a time. He is slinging the football for the XFL, the San Antonio football team. So here's hoping he does good enough there. The Packers bring him back to back up Jordan Love this season. And if necessary, he gets another chance to show his skills on the NFL gridiron.
He's really good.
Yeah.
He's really good. He's a lot better than a third string quarterback, I think. But because you've got
legit
Aaron
number
Rodgers, I think he is. And a legit number 2 becomes a number 1 when needed. And that's when superstardom is made. I would love to see that because he's a fan favorite. And if he's backing up Jordan Love, the difference between Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love is a pretty big gap. But I don't think the difference between Jordan Love and, say, a Kurt Bankert is going to be that big of a gap.
That's pretty fair. I think.
Okay, so when you're ready, I've just got a couple things I want to say about the Packers, but go ahead and
let's bring John in. John's ready. Let's bring John in because he might, want to throw in some Bears.
Well, no, I think he wants to talk Packer football. I think he's slowly changing. We might have won him over. I don't know. Maybe.
You are so far from the truth, Tom. It's not.
If he unzips his coat and reveals a great big letter G, we're going to go nuts. It's just going to
not happening. I promise.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'll put that in there later in post. I'll put it on there.
Well, he's got the tattoo, though, right there where you couldn't see it. No, I'm kidding, John.
Oh, what are you doing, John? Why are you putting that on the screen? Oh, thank you.
Hey.
That's very nice of you. Thank you.
You know what that G stands for? Greatness.
Yeah, but not in green.
Okay.
What's your word? Tom? What's your word?
Oh, no. I wanted to talk some Packer football. We'll do this first. We can do that anytime. It's not a problem. Because I don't want to annoy John. I like John, and I think he likes me. I don't want that relationship to sour. So.
Tom, I will always like you. Even when you have bad decisions, I will always like you.
All right. Good enough.
We had on the Healthier You Expo folks last weekend. Just a reminder, that's going on today from 10 to 6 at Hoffman House. Our good friend Rhonda Trozian put this together, and she knows her health stuff. She's going to be, and a bunch of other vendors at the Hoffman House today from 10 till 6. And then, of course, this Thursday, last Thursday of the month, INCROWD, sunny and 55, I think, by Thursday, John. So I think it's going to be good. I'm making that up a little bit, but it's going to be better than today.
I was going to say it's got to be better than today. So, I text you, there's a lot of idiots out there. It's almost like they think it's the first snow that they've had.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. So, but you made it to the office, okay? You're safe.
Yep, I'm safe. Until I got abused by Tom, but that's okay. I'm used to it.
So yeah, I was hoping the host will be able to join us here. Not logged in yet, so I'm not sure if we're going to get Pauline to join us here today. But we are going to be. I'm on the fly here, trying to say.
All right, Stone Eagle.
Yeah, they're going to put this on the screen. Stone Eagle Tavern is going to be the place. And we've been there before. We've for the one of the end of the year fundraiser events, but this is going to be a normal INCROWD.
Yeah, we were there 2 years ago. Pauline had actually hosted the charity event we do the first Wednesday in December, which again we'll be doing this year in December for Mosaic. And Stone Eagle did a good job for us then. And, she asked if she can go back there. And it's like, sure, why not?
Awesome. They are on State Street. Pretty easy to find.
Yeah, right out there with Dick's Sporting Goods, Vinny's Beverage, Five Below, right at the very end of that. Was it Forest Plaza?
6445 East State Street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we go. 6445 East State Street in Rockford. I like how their sign says that they're not a franchise, that they're remind people they're local.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need to, and I was in North Carolina this week, and it's a big difference in how the state treats the mom and pop businesses there versus how this state treats the mom and pops. And all I can tell you guys is if you don't go out and support the local small businesses, there's not going to be many of them left with what this state of Illinois is doing to them.
Yeah.
That's the truth. It's a necessity that we support mom and pop shops. I think what most people don't realize is just how many people are employed by the quote unquote mom and pop shops compared to the bigger businesses. It's quite a dichotomy of numbers. I mean, there's a lot of people that work for companies under 100 employees. A lot of them.
Greg, you bring that up, and several years ago, you guys all know who Fran Tarkenton is. I was actually in an event with him, and him and I were talking, and you talk about an oxymoron. Fran's literally only about 5'4", and me standing 6'8". It was real funny, the two of us together. But he brought up something that is I've never forgotten. And 92% of the businesses in the United States are small business owners, 20 employees or less.
Wow.
Right. I know something like that. It's wild.
All these factories, but when you really look at it, it's 92% of the businesses are mom and pops, 20 employees or less.
Yeah. And why we don't encourage that, I don't understand.
Yeah, and that's why I said it's when you look at what this administration is doing in the state of Illinois to the small business owners is, to me, unacceptable. And I don't get it. Because you're going to literally, if everything he's doing goes through over the next 24 months, you're going to see a big exodus of mom and pop businesses in this state.
And not just that, you're going to see a big exodus of people in general, just like in New York. They're going to Tennessee, Texas, Florida, whatever. You can't do it. I saw a stat the other day, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was Illinois is the leader in this, and it had something to do with taxes. But the other point I was going to make is Illinois, you might know this, Illinois is the only state out of the 50 that has a FOID card. The only state. That just tells you where we are as a state. The only state that requires a FOID card, firearms owner's identification card. I know that's off subject, but it just proves that there is something wrong. There's way, way, way more governmental control in Illinois than there should be.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what we were talking about when I was in North Carolina, is that, you look at the difference of how the government's involved here versus how the government's involved there. And it's just, it's a night and day situation. And not saying things are perfect. They're far from it. But when you have people leaving the state to go to other states, property taxes aren't a whole lot different in some areas, but it's the way they treat the business owners and the way they're treating everybody as a whole. And, you get a lot of people who pop up, talking about the minimum wage and everything else. Until you walk in a business owner's shoes, please be careful what you say to them, because what we go through as business owners. Some people are when I started my very first business, 20 hours a week, nobody can comprehend that in today's society. But, the fact of the matter is business owners do a lot more than what people see and don't get the gratitude for it, that they should get.
A lot of truth there. And that's whenever I'm in that conversation too, and someone brings up, minimum wage or or tax situations and stuff like that. And I'm like, and have you ever owned a business? What was the last business you owned? And almost, 9 times out of 10, they've never even tried to open up their own business before. So they have no clue the regulations that the state's going to slap down on them when they start trying to do some things, and the licenses you have to have. And some of them make total sense and some of them just don't make any sense at all. So yeah.
Here's the other problem with all of this, John. I think you said 120 hours a week. People don't understand for the first 5, 7, 10 years how hard you work to be able to sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor, and be able to take a trip and this and that. Well, people don't see what you did before. They only see that you are living the good life, in quotes, because whatever. You're still a business owner. You're still in charge of a lot of people, the finances and whatever. But they think that because you are now making money, you've made it, you're able to take trips, that you should be paying more. For some reason, you should be paying more because, well, why should you have all that when I don't? Because I didn't own a business. I didn't go through the hard work of it all. And they don't get it. And when you punish success, that's when people start moving out. That's when people start balking at whatever. That's when they start pulling back and saying, you know what, I'll go to a different state. I'll go somewhere else where they're a little more business friendly. But they don't see the 120 hours a week you put in for 10 years. They don't see that because they don't care, because they're not told that. That's another thing.
Exactly. I mean, and if you really want to hear sacrifices, don't talk to me. Talk to the spouses. Ask Fran what went through when we first started JJ's, and the fact that, I had to really scale back to where my staff was putting in 30 hours a week. I was putting in the rest, walking in on a Friday morning at 7 o'clock, staying until 2 o'clock in the morning, coming back and opening up at 7 o'clock on Saturday morning. Ask the spouses, ask the families the sacrifice they go through, and then have that conversation with me. Until, I got a lot of sympathy for business owners, but I don't have a lot of sympathy for stupidity.
Well put. And basically, I guess the bottom line is that their mindset is such that that's what they've been told, and people are just led like sheep. And if they're told something bad about small business, if they're told something bad about a politician, that's what it's going to be. Well,
yeah, you got to do your own work, and there's some things going on here in New Milford with write-in candidates and everything for the next election, and it's like, hey, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you one-on-one. I don't want to do it in a group. Have a one-on-one. There's some stuff going on April 2nd that I'm not going to be able to be part of. So I've reached out to that person and said, hey, let's have a conversation. So everybody knows what's going on. And I encourage not just the business owners of any community, but the residents, get involved. Because as far as I'm concerned, unless you get involved, you don't really have a voice.
Yeah, and voting without a little bit of knowledge and education, that's a little bit dangerous too. So
it's extremely dangerous. You put people in positions that don't deserve those positions, don't belong in those positions, and don't have the slightest clue what they're doing. I walked the politics life for 10 and a half years, and I'm still involved in it in certain ways. And it's a real eye opener when you sit on a board, whether it's as an alderman, a trustee, board member, park commissioner, whatever it is, and really see how the inner workings happen. The other thing I'll encourage everybody to do, go to Springfield. Spend a day in Springfield. And if you don't walk away with a whole different view, I don't know what else to tell you, because I've done it a couple times and walked out of there feeling like I had been beat up one side and down the other. And all I was a spectator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? One other thing I'd like to say about politics and about voting, I don't want you to vote if you have no idea what you're voting for or who you're voting for. Stay home. Yep. This idea that we all need to get out and vote, it's your right, it's your right. Go out and vote, go out and vote. No, not unless you pay attention to what's going on. I don't want you to vote because your neighbor or your best friend or you're this or you're that told you, well, this guy's really good. Okay, fine. I want you to study the issues, get to know the person. What does he or she stand for? What are they going to do? Don't just vote for the sake of voting, because that's not what it's all about. You know, when I see a 55% turnout and everybody's this, you know, they're lamenting, well, we only had 55, you know, barely half the people. That's fine. That's fine. I don't want 85% of the people to vote because 30 or 40 of those have no clue what they're voting for. It's just like during, I want to say it was 2012, Obama and Mitt Romney. Well, Mitt Romney, he was a Mormon anyway.
It's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, that is. But they were busing people, giving them a carton of smokes, busing people to the polls. What is that? Are you kidding me? No, do not go out and vote if you have no idea what you're doing or who you're voting for. That's my admonition right there.
No, know your facts before you
right
open or color in that oval.
Yeah, know what you're doing. Good morning. Good morning. We got Linda tuning in. We got Fran tuning in. And of course, our good buddy Dan is down in Tulsa and he's checking in as well. Good morning to you guys. Thanks for tuning in everywhere around the country. If you're going to be in Rockford Thursday night, Stone Eagle's the place to be. I was hoping Pauline would be able to join us and she's not able to tune in for some reason. Not logging in here, but as far as you know, John, I know Pauline does painting. Do you know what her business name is or anything like that? I don't have that information.
No, I don't, to be honest with you. Okay. Been doing painting for a very long time and does a very good job with that. But I don't, honestly.
I know she served in the military and I know that much. And I know she's done a lot of work around here, but she doesn't have a Facebook presence for her business. So I couldn't do any social media digging on her. And, but she's hosting at Stone Eagle this Thursday, 5:30. Bring your business cards, bring your smiles, and should be a good time.
It definitely is. And, you know, we've been on this conversation about small business owners, and this is a huge platform for you to get to meet different business owners, you know, people in business or salespeople that are working for businesses. You get a chance to really know them, find out what they do. You know, it was a great event back in February when Juan Reyes hosted it. There was people who showed up for that event that we have not seen in 6, 7, 8 years. That you know, they went through a lot of different things and now they're back and able to do things. So come on out, support us, support the business owners, and you know, if you got a new business you're looking to kick off, be there. You know, it's one of the things with this area that I have come to find out in my 17 years of being out here is that when you have a small business owner and you get involved in networking, we will support you to no end. You know, and that's always been a good thing. So let's make it happen.
Come on out and join us 5:30 till we're done. 8:39, whatever that might be. But definitely from 5:30 to 7:30, there'll be people coming and going. And Pauline will tell us about what she's doing with her business and get a chance to meet a bunch of folks. So Thursdays, last Thursday of the month, mark your calendar. January through October, you're going to be somewhere meeting with INCROWD folks. Mm-hmm. And then we skip November for Thanksgiving and do a big fundraising event beginning of December, which is still to come. Still to come.
Yeah, we've got every month filled now for hosting. The only thing we're looking for now is a host for the charity event in December, which is always the first day in December, which is different than what we do for the rest of the time. But you know, we've had some great events the last couple of years on our charity event, and you know, we want to we're not going to have just anybody host. We want to make sure that they'll be able to do the things they need to do and have the space to do things. And just watch out for crooked dealers. That's all I'm going to tell you.
always sit with the one that is against the house. That's what I say. Anyway. Oh, thanks, Gary. Pauline's business is WLM and Associates. Thank you, Gary. Gary, of course, would know that. Inspector Gary right there. Of course he would know that. Awesome. So we will we'll meet with Pauline on Thursday. Stone Eagle is the place, and it's going to be a good time.
Most definitely. And like I said, I look forward to everybody coming out. And as Greg's already said, we've only got 2 requirements. Bring a smile and bring business cards, and just let's come have fun and get a chance to meet a lot of new people.
And we'll even forgive you if you don't bring business cards. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. No green G's. That's
No.
all.
Oh,
All right, he brought it up himself, so I'm doing it there.
oh, hey, all right.
Oh, all right. The Jordan Love era begins. Anyway,
Yep.
The other one to leave yet.
I know, and I'm a little bit concerned about what's going to happen here with that. But
Well, they're dickering over the compensation. That's all it is. But this is true to form for Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm in the spotlight once again. I'm going to go to my darkness retreat. I'll let you all know what's going on when I'm done. Oh, I'm out. Give me another couple of weeks to figure it out.
This is the complete definition of a rock and a hard place, because the Jets, they've got the Zach Wilson kid, but the team doesn't like him. He's how would you describe him? Entitled, something like that.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of a buttwad. I don't know.
He's got an attitude. So the
A little
team,
bit. I think he's young. And if he gets a year or two under Aaron Rodgers, he may be ready to off and running. He may be the quarterback of the future for the Jets. They could be good for 10 or 12 years.
it's possible.
But
It is
Aaron Rodgers, he has to understand he's doing more damage than good. He's doing good for himself because he's already got the money. So I guess that doesn't really matter. But he's going to go to New York. He's going to get all of the pieces of the puzzle put in there because he said, well, I want Alan Lazard. I want Randall Cobb. I want this guy. I want that guy. I want this. I want that. They're bending over backwards. If Aaron Rodgers decides, and it wouldn't surprise me, if he said, you know what, I'm going to stay with Green Bay for another year. First of all, that screws Jordan Love. That screws the Packers. That screws the Jets.
Well,
And the animosity that he would feel towards him from Packer fans, coaching staff, everybody else, the NFL, is unbelievable. So he needs to just get moving with this and say, okay, let's go. Let's get
there's
this
a
done.
deadline coming up. I think it's March 29th. I forget what the date is, but there's a
It is
deadline.
close.
But it's got to be the trade has to be done, or the Packers got to pay him. So it's like $60 million or something insane like that. The guaranteed
But
money.
the Packers save money if they wait till June 1st, I believe it is. They
Yeah.
save all of
There's-
that money, and they're not waiting until June 1st. They can't.
Well, we know they're not going to release him. If they release him, they get nothing.
Right.
if
And
they-
they're still beholden to his contract because a
gotta
lot of that is guaranteed money.
Mhm.
and the Jets have already passed on a whole bunch of veteran quarterbacks, so they're kind of they're all in on getting Aaron Rodgers. It's a weird situation. It's totally different when you think honestly. It's totally different from what happened when Brett Favre retired and then unretired. That
Right.
was a different deal because he retired and then unretired, and they got some compensation, but it was a lot easier to do that time. This one's a little trickier. So
Well,
whatever happens.
because the person involved is, all, as you said, he's a drama king.
Yeah.
Just it's so stupid, and it's amazing talking to all the Green Bay fans how
Mhm.
so eager for him to leave town.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not one person I know, and Tom, you're really outspoken about it, so I'm really not sure about your feelings yet, but
Yeah. Tell us what you think.
but I've got somebody who works with us down in at DJ, and she's like, I want that show over, make it go away.
Right. Yeah. And I've heard the exact same thing. Just make it go away. Be done with it. So the Jordan Love era can officially begin. He's been
Well, it
sitting
has.
there.
He's in California this week, getting timing down with a couple other Packers players. Totally not team sponsored or nothing. Aaron Jones, Christian Watson.
Yeah, but in the back of your mind, you as a Packer fan, and even you, John, as a football fan, are you guys thinking, is there that possibility that Aaron Rodgers says, you know what, I've decided I want to stay one more year and I want to finish out my career here? And I think all Packer fans, myself included, would go,
not anymore.
okay.
He should have done that the week after the season ended for the Packers.
Yep.
That's
He should have. I understand all that. But
the
what I'm
week after
saying
he
is,
should have said,
what
I'm
are you
all
going
in,
to
I'm all out.
But my question is, what are you going to do if he does do that? Are you going to just say, well, I'm sorry, I'm now a Cleveland Browns fan? Or, you know what, I'm following Dean Lowry. I'm going to be a Minnesota Vikings fan. By the way, that upsets me more than anything.
Yeah.
Really quick story.
Still love you,
John,
man.
Dean's father, John, and I were on the sidelines at Boylan. I was doing stuff for the radio station. John was doing the thing, and I moving along with John, moving along with the place. And I said, John, let me ask you this. I know you guys were Bear fans all your life. What obviously he goes, we're totally sold on the Packers now, totally committed. The Packers have taken great care of Dean Lowry. Now, this wasn't the Packers' fault. Dean got injured last year. His contract came up. He went probably to a higher bidder. I completely understand it. It's business. But I'm saddened that now Dean and John and the whole family probably going to be wearing a purple jersey. And
and in 2 years they'll trade him to the Lions. Oh
man, everybody in the Central except the Bears.
The Lions are getting
the North
talent. Watch out for the Detroit Lions.
Lions, I have 2 words for you. Dan Campbell. He's an awful, awful coach when it comes to the final 2 minutes of the half or the game. Dan Campbell was personally responsible for 3 of Detroit's losses this year. You think about it. They won 9 games. In the playoffs. They could have won 12. They could have been 12 and 12-5. They could have been 12-5. Yes, they would have been. They probably would not have. Well, they wouldn't have gotten a home field game because they wouldn't have won the division because Minnesota won the division with I think 13 wins or 14 wins. So, but yeah, that would have been putting them on the right track. But they are a decent team. But if Dan Campbell can't coach his way out of a wet paper bag, they're doomed. Period. It's just like Buddy Ryan, a great defensive coach, but a lousy head coach.
They're going to have talent this year, so watch out for them.
Yeah, they will.
All right, John, we will see you on Thursday. Drive safe, buddy.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Good to see you.
With the INCROWD, and INCROWD is Thursday night, again at Stone Eagle Tavern in Rockford, East State Street is the place. And Joann is sitting by at PAWS. I got a bunch of stuff to share today with our SMS info. We'll see if Joann's got a noisy room or not. You got a noisy room, Joann?
Nope, quiet.
Yay, quiet PAWS today. Just kitty cats meowing in the community room and playing around with each other. Good deal. Well, hey, here's some SMS info for you today. You ready, kids?
Yep, we're ready.
Oh, you know what I got to do before I get into that? We need to remind people there's a lot going on in Rockford. Check out GoRockford.com. There's things happening today with the Rockford Public Library. They've got the Rock River Valley train shows going on at Harlem High School in their field house today. There's Jumping to Delusions. It looks like a really funny play going on at Rockford University in the Clark Arts Center, the Cheek Theater there. It sounds hilarious. Get a chance to check that out. And a bunch of other stuff going on downtown as well. GoRockford.com. Check that out. And thanks to unofficially our SMS info sponsor, our unofficial sponsor, is Ultrarize. Yes, the app that enables volunteers to track and verify and maintain their own community service data for a lifetime. Ultrarize, tell a better story, live a better life. It's the 6th year in a row, guys, that Finland has clinched the title of world's happiest country. We need to visit Finland. World Happiness Report reports that Finland, despite spending half the year in darkness, the Nordic countries make up the top 3 happiest countries in the world. Denmark's in 2nd, Iceland's in 3rd.
Wow.
Even if those of us who don't live in a country where saunas are commonplace, the U.S. came in 15th place. We found things to smile about. The report found that global averages for happiness did not drop during the pandemic. So I guess that's good news. 2014, Molson Coors advertised Coors Light flavored popsicles as an April Fool's joke. Now it's releasing them for real. It's a limited March Madness promo. They don't have any alcohol in them. So why bother? Molson Coors Light flavored popsicles. No. Is anyone buying those things? Especially if there's no alcohol in them?
And if they're popsicles, Mom, Dad, can I have a popsicle?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Take get the generic ones over there. Don't do the most. And that's just weird to me. In fact, the problem that it sets up for me is that now the kid sees Molson Coors Now he grows up. He's 21. He's going to probably order a Molson Coors beer, or something like that. I think it's dangerous, just like those candy cigarettes they used to sell.
Right. That's where that's going.
And you see kids walking down the street with their, like this here, acting like they're smoking. I was a kid, and I did it, and I'm like, oh, this isn't good. Even back then,
too.
I'm like, it's not good. It's probably not
candy
good.
cigarettes. American Kennel Club. They say the most popular dog breed last year was. You guys know this. One of you does.
Chihuahua.
I know it's not the lab.
Oh, no. Last year, 2022, the French Bulldog, the most popular dog breed. 716,000 registrations, up about a percentage point since 2012. That was when it was 14th most popular breed. Now it's the number one, French Bulldogs. UK study says that feeding babies. Here we go. A UK study fed babies small tastes of smooth peanut butter. And by doing so, they say they reduced peanut allergy cases by 77%. We have all these peanut allergy issues these days, it seems, and we never experienced that when we were kids. I don't remember anybody having peanut allergies when we were kids. Now so many people do, and apparently one way to combat that might be give your baby small little tastes of smooth peanut butter.
That's right.
Crocs, the shoes, they rung in a record year last year, $3.6 billion in revenue. That's a 54% year-over-year increase. Congratulations, Crocs. Having a good year. More people are wearing the Crocs. Comfort over style, and sometimes you still get the style. My Crocs are probably 18 years old. Heavy metal band Metallica. Guess what they bought this last month? A vinyl factory in Virginia. Wow. They're pressing their records. This factory in Virginia has been pressing heavy metal Metallica records for the last 15 years, and apparently it was starting to suffer a little bit downturn of the economy or something. So Metallica bought it. Now they're making their own heavy metal albums. That's and finally, researchers at the University of Haifa found holding the hand of someone who's in pain can reduce their pain. Just holding someone's hand, it actually does make a difference, according to researchers at the University of Haifa. And there you go. The last thing I was going to do, if we had time, which we're not going to have time today, but we've talked about this, I think, in the past. In Norway, there is an archive of seeds. Have you heard about the Doomsday Seed Vault?
Yeah, I have. There are the seeds for all of the world, so that if something happens to them, they just get the seeds from there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. I want to, you know what? We got a second here. This is really something incredible. This building, please let me share the screen, Restream. I want to see virtual tour of the Doomsday Seed Vault. And look at this building coming out of this mountain.
Wow.
This is the entrance, and then the stuff is inside the building. But they have in this building seeds from countries all over the world in case some terrible, horrible thing happens and they need to repopulate an area with the seeds that are common, the plants that are common to that area. They've got the seeds stored in this cold place, and there you go. So very, very cool. I think it said, yeah, if there's ever a biodiversity catastrophe, they got us backed up there at the Doomsday Seed Vault. All right, kids. That's it for SMS info. And the chat says, thanks, Daniel. All right. You can look in the chat. By the way, if you're commenting on our shows, YouTube and the Saturday morning Facebook pages are the place to do it. I believe LinkedIn will also give us your comments during the show here on our stream. But anywhere else, it won't turn up. So if the stream's been reshared somewhere else other than the Saturday Morning Stateline Show Facebook page, our YouTube channel, or the LinkedIn feed, we won't see your comments until later on when the show's all done. So anyway, just a heads up there. All right. So as we, before we get to our big number of the week, we want to take a little tour around PAWS this week, Joann.
We might. I'm losing my voice.
Say what's going around PAWS today, and we'll see what's interesting amongst the cats and such. There she goes. All right.
This is our favorite black cat. I think Tom wasn't here last week that he didn't see these black ones.
Oh.
But they're busy eating right now. It's a boy and a girl.
Brother and sister?
I'm not sure. Possibly. Ooh, look at this cutie.
Oh.
Hello there.
There's two in there.
Calico?
Lenka, and Lena. And then here's our, I got to turn the, I
Right, you
tried
had
to
it first
do it,
time.
and it didn't work. And
Look at that list.
unfortunately, Spotty came back, so
Uh-oh.
we had to take him off the list. Spotty was returned. He didn't work out. I think they had too busy a family for him. Her. Spotty is a little girl. She's the spaniel mix. Beautiful dog. Just didn't work out, so she's back lounging at my house. And this one's having her own party at the back of the cage. Hey. Hi.
What? Me? I'm not doing anything.
I see a reflection. I'm going
My
after it.
reflection, I'm sorry.
Something.
Yeah, they can't adopt me. There's a and then there's our community room, making herself beautiful. Bathing is always important for good health.
Did you get a hairball? What a beautiful cat.
My goodness. And then we have Cordelia. We had her as pet of the week a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I remember her.
She's friendly until someone tries to adopt her, is what they say. Oh, you want to adopt me? Let me just hide.
She's practicing her mind routine.
Yeah, against the wall. Cute. Yes, excitement through here. Just a more quiet day than our usually barky day. I think that's about it. I think I've hit all our highlights. I like Cordelia a lot, so.
All right. So check out pawshs.org, or if you got any questions, 815-299-PAWS, 815-299-297.
I have to switch this. I was just going to mention yoga is coming up.
Yoga with puppies or
Yeah.
kitties or
April, I think it's a Saturday, April 6th. I'd have to look at the calendar.
April 2nd is a Sunday, so it'd be probably April 8th for the Saturday.
I thought it was a Saturday. So maybe April 8th. I thought she said April 6th. It should be on our Facebook page. If you
If
check
it's,
out the Facebook page.
Let's see what the events say on the Facebook page.
I don't know what I did with my.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
I saw a list a couple of times. You said April 6th was
That'd be a Thursday, Friday night.
Puppy
Or
yoga,
Thursday. Be a
April
Thursday.
15.
oh,
April 15, 10 to
I
11
will.
a.m. at the market. Yoga class led by Savannah Kusin, RYT 200 puppies from PAWS Humane Society. Get your ticket now. It's probably limited space. So if you're going to go, you better get those tickets.
it's always a fun time had by everybody.
Nice, nice, nice. All right. Let's get this done. We've got big number of the week to do, which could be a winner, a clincher. Let's do this.
Why
Yes, our big number of the week this week. By the way, yes, the race to 10 is currently at a score of 9-4. This could be a winner right here. Okay. Big number of the week this week is 53.4 billion, and the answer is Lesley or Latte. Lesley or Latte. What is your guess? Give it to me now, please. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Latte.
Lesley.
Oh, we've got a differing of opinion here. So, Lesley or Latte, someone's getting a point. The billionaire Rupert Murdoch. Have you been following the lifestyles of the rich and 5 times married?
No.
Yeah, he's on
Not
wife
on my
number.
to-do list.
He's engaged again to wife number 5. He's 92 years old.
Wow.
This time to a young lady named Anne Lesley Smith. His 4 previous divorces, quite costly. Last year's settlement with Jerry Hall included a $13.5 million home. So Lesley was not the answer. No, the answer is Latte. Joann with a resounding 10-4 victory.
That'll come back this time. Maybe
We'll
next
come
time.
back this time. 7th straight year, Starbucks topped the restaurant's 25 rankings, a measure of chain's global brand value. Runner-up McDonald's is at 36.9 billion. They actually lost ground to the champ. Starbucks now worth $53.4 billion as of the end of last year. So congratulations, Joann. I owe you 2 breakfasts now because we still haven't made up at the end of the year. Absolutely amazing. All right, kids, we're going to wrap things up. I know it's a little bit early, but I got stuff to do today. So, and I got to drive in this snow to show houses. Yay!
Yay.
Pray for me. And remember, everybody,
Yeah.
you change the world when you help one person. Be a blessing to someone this week. We'll try to do the same. Meet you back here next week for another Saturday morning Stateline show. You guys be safe, all right? See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.